Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is an Easter collaboration video. So myself and my two nail tech friends, Pip and Brittany, their channels are Pip's Nails and Nails by Lady Red. They're both fantastic nail techs and we are all doing something completely different. So there's tutorials on all our work. Please go and check them out. All the details are in my description box. So I'm using all HD Pro products today, and yeah, 5 different nails, lots of different techniques, color blocking, 3D work, freehand painting, and a super cute Easter set. I hope you enjoy. Please like and subscribe. So all of the nails have a base colour. So I'm coming in here with Rosy Peach from HD Pro, and I'm just going to do a full cover nail of Rosy Peach. This is going to be the base for the flower nail with 3D flowers on it. So just as you normally would, I'm not too fussed about structure here because they're just tips. So I'm just making sure I've got full coverage on there. Now I'm going to come in with the yellow glitter from the Candy Shop collection, which is absolutely stunning. I'm so going to run out of this summer. Well, if we get back to doing clients. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, full cover nail of this. It's just beautiful. The shine on it is amazing. So this is a full cover nail of the Tiffany blue. I can't remember its name, but all the names are in the description. It's from the Candy Shop collection. All these colours are Candy Shop collection. When we get into some of the 3D work, I use some different colours that will also be in the description box. But this is, yeah, the whole Candy Shop collection. And then we go in with the beautiful pink from the collection. It's like a dusky pink. It's beautiful. And we're just going to do a full nail of that, and this one's going to have candy stripes on it. Now I'm going to go back into Rosy Peach and I'm going to create a colour block on a swirl. So we're going to swirl the Rosy Peach around this nail, and we're going to leave like a crescent shape to fill in with like the peachy colour from the collection. So I'm just teasing that around, making sure all the time that I'm creating a wall to butt up my next colour to. Now my cabin was a little bit hot, so it took quite a bit to set up. No, it wasn't hot. it was not. So I then had to put the heater on to make it heat up a little bit. I was in the cabin early this morning, so that's why it's taking a little bit longer to set up. So I'm just making sure that wall is the same depth the whole way up, so that when I put the peachy colour in, I'm going to get a nice crisp line when it's filed. As you can see now, I'm coming in with the orangey peachy colour, and I'm just filling in that gap. Because we've made the line, there's no need to file it, because we've made sure it's the same thickness all the way around. I'm really giving it a straight line to buff up to. So now I'm going to come in with my crystal clear, and I'm going to cap a couple of the nails just so that I've got some depth to them, just then I don't have to worry when I'm filing, because I didn't do the colour majorly thick, and I like to use my colours that way, they last longer that way as well. So obviously capping the glitter as we always do, but I'm just going to come in and cap the colours as well. The only one I'm not going to cap is the cutout design, the peachy cutout design. So because I'm working on tips and it's a real faff, I took them off, I filed them and buffed them, and then I am just coming in with my top coats. So I've decided to do a couple matte and a couple shiny. So for the shiny, I've used HD Pro Shine It, and for the matte nails, I've used Matte It. So I've done Shine It for the glitter, and for the pink, the nude and the blue, I've gone for matte. And at the end of the video, I will use Shine It on the colour block nail, but you will see that later. So once that's all done, that goes into the LED lamp for 60 seconds. And then we wipe off the Matte It with alcohol wipe, and we're ready to go with the next bit of the design. So here I'm using spider gel to get these lines super straight. I find that much easier just because it's on such a long nail. So yeah, I dip my dotting tool into the gel, pick it up. It's really stringy, so you kind of get the thickness you want by just playing around as you pick it up to see how thick the string is really. You can go backwards and over it to make it thicker, as you see I'm doing here. I go over it quite a few times to get the thickness that I want. And I'm going to move on to the next one, and you can see it's string, so it holds on to the dotting tool, and it is also still holding on in the pot as well. So it is super sticky. It takes a little while to get used to if you've never used spider gel, but I do love it. It is amazing. I've got it in several different colours, and this particular one is from Brillbird, just because I don't often, well, I don't have anything else that's Brillbird other than these, but the colour range was lovely. And I think I tried another one that I just didn't get on with, but yeah, super happy with these. They can just be super messy sometimes. So once that's done, I'm going to move on to the cover pink nail, and we're going to do some little 3D daisy flowers. So this is just picking up again that teal blue colour and tiny beads. Drain the bead, not wet enough that it not dry enough so that it falls off your brush. It still needs a little bit of monomer in it, and then place it on the nail and wait for it to go matte. It has to be matte before you start playing with it, because otherwise it's just going to be messy. So that's why I place a couple of beads one after the other, and then by the time I've placed 3 beads, the first bead has gone matte, so I can go back to it and work it in position. So I place the beads, wait for it to go matte, and then I'm using my 3D acrylic brush, and I dip my point into where I want the center of the flower to be, and I press back down with the belly of the 3D brush and just work it into position, and then just tidy those sides up if they need it, if they've come out of line and they just need that little bit of teasing into place. So again, I'll talk you through this one and then I'll let you watch the others, because I do a couple of flowers in exactly the same way. So I'm leaving a small gap in between these beads because you don't want them to bleed into each other, and then I wait for them to go matte. This video is speeded up a little bit, so obviously you do have to wait, and that's why I've speeded it up, just because we'll be watching it forever. Then I'm pushing the tip in and pulling it with the belly of my brush, and then once I've done that, I'm going to place the next 2 beads and do exactly the same. Wait for them to go matte and then work with it. So when you pick the beads up, it's literally on the tip of your 3D brush. You want to dip, whether it be 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, depending how big you want your bead, and then you need to drain it. Now it might take a few times to get that, because sometimes I drain it and I've drained it too much, it's too dry and it falls off my brush. So drain it enough that it doesn't like bleed out on the nail because of all the monomer, but enough that it doesn't fall off your brush as well. So I'm just gonna let you watch the rest of the 3D work on this nail, and I'll come back to you on the next nail. Okay, so we have gone back to the colour block nail, and I'm just going to use a no-wap art gel in gold, and I'm going to use my artiste brush from HD Pro, and I'm just going to follow that colour block line round, just so that when you see the finished design, it just gives it that little bit of something else against the flowers. Once that's done, it sets in the lamp for 60 seconds, LED lamp. So we're going to do a 3D bow on this flower. So this is the beautiful glitter flower, and I'm going to use the jade green here. I've called that quite a few different things, I think. Tiffany blue, jade green, like it can be described so many different ways, I think. So this was my first time doing this kind of bow, so I just kind of, I don't know, like did it as I went along. But what I found was, because I want it to look like it's folded a little bit, as if the fabric of the bow has folded, I'm gonna work in several different bits and build it up, so to make sure that I've got those flows of the material, or the ribbon, or whatever you want to think of it as. So it's a bit difficult to describe this, but what I try and do is I'm starting from the top of the bow on one side, and I'm going to work down, and then I'll go to the other side, and then I'll do the center and see how it looks. So with each bead, what I'm really trying to do is envisage the bow as it kind of flops into position, and I'm just going to give each bead that I put on a fold. So I'm going to press my 3D brush in on its side, and I'm going to use it to create a fold, and then make sure it's blended and smooth, and just keep doing that. It's a bit tricky to describe as this one, but it comes more apparent as you see the bow taking shape. You want to make sure that that middle section is really neat and pushed up to it, so you obviously want the middle tighter, because the bow comes out over the edges and drops downwards. They look a little bit like petals, I guess. Some of them I'm just using as a base layer, so you just see the edges once I've placed the top. Like this one I'm doing now, I did a base layer and then I placed a bead over the top of it to create another kind of fold in the ribbon, fabric, whatever. And it's just kind of teasing it with your brush. Like I said, it's the first time I've done this kind of 3D bow, so I just kind of went with it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let you watch this section. It's exactly the same as we did with the daisies. You pick up your bead, you place it, and you wait for it to go matte before you start working with it. Otherwise you just end up with a big soggy mess. So I think I finished the bow, but then I look at it and think actually it droops quite a lot, and because of where I've placed the bow on the nail, it needs a little bit more volume at the top. So these 2 extra beads that I'm putting on is just to create that bit of volume at the top of the bow. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe. It's a brand new channel and I really appreciate it. Thank you. So this is the last section now. The bow's nearly complete. Please click on to volume 2 to see the other 2 nails being done and them all being finished off. I'll see you in the next video.